Hey there everybody, David Hawk here, and today we're talking about getting customers or making sure customers pay for residential construction services and making sure that you have a way to get to the end of the job without being put in a situation where you could potentially lose out if somebody just decides to shortchange you. This happened to me one time. I was not happy about it, and I'll tell you how I fixed the problem. But first, if you are serious about bumping up your game in the residential remodeling and construction business, check out scientificremodelingsystem.com. I think you like it over there. So we're talking about making sure customers pay. And let me tell you real quick what happened to me. I did a job for a customer, and I was billing like the traditional contractor bills. You know, I had the typical down payment when we signed the contract, and then we did demo, and when we did rough in, I got a draw, and then also when we closed sheetrock, typically I got another draw, and normally I tried to get one more draw in between that and the end of the job at trim out, and then we'd get the rest of the money. And long story short, I got through and I got to the end of the job. We finished up, gave the client my final invoice, which was for $4,000, way too much to be hanging out there, but they just decided, they told me, oh, don't have my checkbook right now, or some kind, it's been some year, many years ago actually, but they had some excuse why they couldn't pay me right then. I was very easy with customers, no problem, drop it in the mail, I'll get it in cash at the end, no big deal, right? Well, it did not come. So I'm calling the guy. He decided he wasn't going to answer his phone for a while, so I incessantly called him until his battery probably rang or went dead from all the phone ringing going on. But finally he answers the phone. He had some excuse. Oh, we sent that to you. And like I said, I can't remember the exact specifics, but he had lots of excuses. Long story short, did not pay. I was 6 months down the road, still got my $4,000 on him owed. And, it wasn't enough money that was going to put me out of business, but it was $4,000, and I was owed it. I did the work. So I wanted that money. And I finally had to threaten him with a lawyer. When I did that, he finally did pay, and I got the money. But I was telling a friend of mine, actually Randall, who created the scientific remodeling system. I knew him long before the scientific remodeling system. I knew him when he was still doing construction. We did a lot of work together. And he told me, he said, you know what? You really need to change the way you're getting paid. And if you change up your payment structure, it's going to fix all that. And so I started asking him about it, and he told me, he said, you need to get paid every Friday. And this could be any day of the week, it doesn't matter. We chose Fridays because we like Friday. And, like everybody else, we like getting money on Friday. But, so anyway, he said, you need to get paid every Friday. Now what this did is it actually made me break up the job. It was like, I never saw another contractor bill this way. So it was kind of interesting because Randall had done it for years. And then he taught me about this method. And what it did was it really helped my cash flow throughout that job, because however long the job took, whether it was going to be 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, didn't matter. I was breaking that up, and I was getting the money each week, each Friday. And then at the end of the job, somebody should never owe you more than 2 to 3% of what the job costs. And that's how you get paid, because if they don't pay this Friday's payment, you can tell them, you know what, no more work till I get the money. And you're staying ahead, so you're using their money to actually perform the remodeling job or whatever construction project you're doing. You're using their money to do that, not your own. And, that's really the way it should be. I hated digging into my own bank account when I needed to, whether it was for payroll or whatever. But this really helped my cash flow, and I always got paid because it was there. Hey, it's Friday. I need, whatever that check amount was. And I always got paid from then out. It was never a problem ever again, except for working for insurance companies, which was a whole different story. And, we can talk about that later if you choose. But that is the way to get paid. Break it up. Now, you're going to have a couple of things you got to know about that. By the way, as I mentioned, scientificremodelingsystem.com, this is just one little part of that system. And if you're interested in taking your business to the next level, It'll teach you sales, marketing, production. It's got systems in there for all of that, which are incredible. It's what I use. I used most of it anyway. Like I said, Randall has not put that system out yet, but it works. So what you're going to have to do if you do this method of payment, what I had to do anyway, or I found, was I had to really make sure I scheduled out my jobs better, because I would have them scheduled out, but I was a little bit lax in that. And you know, that helped me too, because when I had my schedule written out and I had it charted each day what needed to be done for that job, I found I got them done quicker without doing anything else other than scheduling. So it's just something that helped my business overall. So that's how to do it. I hope you found this video helpful, and hey, I look forward to talking to you again soon. We'll see you.